once more I'm going to praise only one TV station that are giving us some information about the situation. It's the NHK World. See the homepage. You can watch their broadcast live on the internet. It's dubbed English, but they have the best information of all TV stations. What is radiation? I have not seen anybody come on TV and explain in simple terms that just normal people can understand what radiation is. I'm not that kind of expert that I can do that for you, but I found some videos here just to try to understand. There are a lot of all kinds of radiation. Radiation is not only radiation. We have plutonium, uranium, cesium, iodine, cobalt, and I mean a lot of things. And then you have iodine 131, iodine 134, plutonium 238, 239. I mean there is a lot of it, and what the difference is, and also when they are into air, they how far they can go. The weight of the stuff is also different. How radioactive each stuff is, that's different. What it does to your body if you get exposed to this, that's different. So I'm asking, please, if you have information, if you know of good video, just anything, please let us know. We are going to put it here. We want people to understand this. A few days ago they started to measure some radiation particles in Iceland, where I live, and just yesterday or 2 days ago they also started to detect some in Britain. It's very little. I mean, if you have a Geiger counter and you see the normal background, it's not getting higher. I mean, they have very complicated and expensive machinery that they can see exactly what stuff is coming. So suddenly they're saying, oh no, here is this stuff, and it is the iodine 131. That's the only one that I have seen yet. That's the one that has 8 days half-life. Safe level of radiation. We have to have in mind that some of these things that we call safe level, it's safe to eat some of this stuff or drink the water once. Then you can't be exposed to more. I heard one of the guys from, I think, TEPCO say that they think that because of iodine 131 that they were detecting in drinking water, that because of the short half-life, they are not afraid of that it will do much damage. But we have to think about when it's in this large quantities. Doesn't matter how long the half-time is, it's making damage. But this means that after the half-life is shorter, the shorter we have to wait for the stuff to go away. I have the earth here. Woohoo! Okay, as you know that earth is not flat. Here is Japan. Here is the accident happening. Okay, Iceland is over here. This is the North Pole. From here to here is 8,500 kilometers or 5,300 miles. This stuff is not going straight line, and it's not going this one, this short one. It is going because of wind and of the current in the sea. As you see, this it's even drawn here how the current in the sea is. Okay, so the stuff is going here. I'm not trying to get Americans afraid. I'm just trying to tell everybody the real situation. The stuff is going over here, and I expect it is. I mean, they have been detecting radiation particles in America also. What, at least iodine 131, the same as is in my country and Britain. I'm not sure if they are detecting anything else. Iodine is used in medical things also. I think it's when you are going to radiation medical, it's something to do with cancer. It's not good, but they use it. I want someone to explain that better. Okay, it's going over here, and here is Iceland. Okay, and here is Britain and Europe here. Okay. I roughly calculated just with Google Earth the distance from Japan like this here and to here, to Iceland. That's 16,000 kilometers or 10,000 miles. Okay, just as I say, I'm trying to explain this to people. The earthquake itself and the tsunami. I'm just going to start with the tsunami. They have confirmed numbers of 13 meters that the wave, the height of the wave, the seawater wave. They have measurements of 40 meters, and they are looking at some where they can see on the buildings that the wave could have been at least 16 meters high, up to 60 meters high, and some reports I have heard 20 meters. I'm not sure about that, but the highest that I have heard is 16 meters that they are seeing in the buildings. The wave that went over the Fukushima power plant number 1 was probably around 7.5 meter high. Earthquakes. I hope you, I'm not going to explain the tectonic plates. I hope you can understand and or find it by yourself. I'm going to have a light here in this wall, and it does not work. Okay. The tectonic plates. Here we have one tectonic plate. As you see, this is the what's called. Here is one, and here is another one. Here in Japan, they are pressing together. So there is a pressure, and suddenly something, and that's when the earthquake happens. This is the strongest way to make the biggest earthquakes. Like in Iceland, the land of ice and fire, we have a lot of earthquakes here also, so I know a little bit of it, and we learn stuff like it in schools here. We have the European plate, and we have the North American plate. Iceland is on the what's called where they meet, but there they are going away from each other. Those earthquakes are never as strong as when they are pressing together. We also have earthquakes when the tectonic plates are scraping together. Just a little bit information on earthquakes. This earthquake in Japan, I mean, it's so mind-blowing how big it was. At least it happened on a 200 kilometer or 125 miles crack here in the ocean near Japan. And it from it begin until it stopped, it took 5 minutes. Usually big earthquakes are like 15 to 40 seconds. this was 5 minutes. It was felt in Tokyo, what, 300 kilometers away, for 2 minutes. This earthquake was so massive that the beach of Japan moved 2.4 meters, feet here. The earth, the earth moves like in this direction, yes, and there also is a move like this. It's called the earth axis, and the earth axis that changed, and we have the day is 0.18 milliseconds faster now after the earthquake. I mean, this is mind-boggling how massive this is. About the Richter scale in earthquakes, every number that it's get higher, 7 Richter scale, 8 on Richter scale, 9. Every number that gets higher, it multiplies by 31.6 times, not 1,000 times as I have heard many times. Usually people say that it is multiplied by 30. That's okay to say that, but it is in fact 31.6 times. Note that some of the footage that have been, the video footage that have been coming out of Fukushima, you get like small dots happening, and sometimes it's like a little bit cracking noise in the background. I think this is the radiation disturbing the video camera. So when you are watching those videos, have that in mind. Also, one of the things that people that dealt with the Chernobyl accident described, the people that got huge doses of radiation, they described a strong metal taste that got into the mouth. I have not yet heard that being said in Fukushima, but we should have that in mind. I heard this morning that they are thinking about extending the exclusion zone about 20 kilometers, so it would be 40 kilometers, the exclusion zone itself. Why they haven't done it before, I have heard that they have like a manual that says what to do when there's a radiation leak in the power plant. They do not have a manual that says what to do when nuclear disasters happen. So they're using what they have, and that's have a maximum of this 20 kilometers plus 30. Now plus 10, so it's 30. So what they are doing now is something that is not written anywhere. I'm not sure if they have expanded it yet. About the precautions that Japanese government is giving to the people, I don't think it's enough. I'm going to explain here in a very simple term what I mean. Imagine that you are standing here, you're a person, and you are on the street. You see that there is a car coming. Okay, then there is 100 meters or something like that into the car. I mean, usually you would say to the people, get off the street. Then the car comes, and here is the here is the point where the Japanese government is telling it's not safe to be on the street, and it's just, it's too late. Try to be have the precautions bigger than the actual situation is at the moment.